is Donovan Stanfield. I'm an actor from Syracuse, New York, and today I'm going to be answering 15 questions from manga. I guess what inspired me to become an actor was I've always loved storytelling. Like that's always been a big part. That's always been a big thing in my family. Like sitting around the dinner table and just talking about our day. And my family is very animated. Like we like to use like a lot of facial expressions and hand movement. And if I had to pinpoint one thing in my life that inspired me to become an actor, it'd probably be that, just my upbringing. What is the scariest part of an audition for most actors? Speaking for myself, I get in my head a lot. It's sometimes very nerve-wracking to think, okay, like, did I choose the right monologue? If I chose the right monologue, am I making the right decisions? If I'm making the right decisions, am I gonna be right for the part? Like, am I what they're looking for? So I'd have to say it's just the fact that for me, I get in my head a lot, and that can actually damage and hurt an audition. What do you prefer, theater acting or movie acting? I guess it depends on the production. I've done some movies I should say more like student films, where there's a lot of sitting around, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Theater, it typically tends to it's a quicker pace, like you gotta get everything done really quickly. But I guess the short answer is it just depends on the production. Worked with I've done some really good theater, done some really bad theater, done some really good movies, and some really bad movies. Yeah. Name one thing you wouldn't do for $1 million. $1 million, that's a lot of money. One thing. Okay, the hippie answer, I wouldn't kill anyone for $1 million. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Why is meditation important for an actor to overcome stage anxiety? I've never really practiced meditation. I've probably dabbled in it like every now and then, but I've never, for me, what's worked for stage anxiety harkens all the way back to like middle school. Someone gave me a bit of advice. They said, look to the person who's closest to the door. Just like look as far back as you can, find one person and act like you're just performing the show for them. Like it's just one person that you're trying to, tell your story to or entertain. And that helped me overcome my stage anxiety. And I used that tactic for a little bit until I just worked up the courage to just, not even think about it. But I have meant to practice meditation. That's something that I do think is an important thing to learn. What mode of transportation have you never tried? Never ridden in a Zeppelin. Never ridden in a Zeppelin before. That's something I'd like to try. I don't even know if those are a thing anymore. What's something from your childhood that you still enjoy to this day? Video games. I play a lot of video games, probably more than I probably should. What's something that you believe you'll never be able to do well? Let's see. Math. anything regarding math is my literal weakness. Like, I have huge anxiety when it comes to math. Even like the smallest math question that freaks me out. I do not believe I'll ever be good at math.
Counting.
Why accounting?
I can't do math at all.
Probably customer servicing.
Why customer service?
Because you deal with so many angry people on a day-to-day basis.
When was the last time you traveled to Philadelphia? I'm sorry to say that I've never been to Philadelphia. Sorry, Philly. When was the last time you acted on stage? I did a play recently that was recorded called Kill Move Paradise with the Paul Robeson Company. It's a local theater around here. It was on stage, but it wasn't with a live audience. Where is the strangest place you have fallen asleep? I suppose it's not too strange, but in a classroom. I guess what makes it strange is that you're just surrounded by a lot of people, and it's not the place you're supposed to fall asleep in. Why should there be more theaters in Syracuse like in NYC? Because Syracuse has a lot of talent here. You know, we have a really good school for theater. We have, we're not too far from the city. Who knows? I can see this place becoming a good place for theater, a great place for professional theater in 10 years or so. One thing you would tell Joe Biden if you saw him in person. I would tell him, hey, you're President Joe Biden. Let's see. What is depression and how to overcome depression? That's hard. Well, depression, what is it? It's a state of mind that you can get in where nothing just feels right. You feel from my experience, you feel like the world's against you, and you lose interest in things that typically you really love. And how you overcome it, I'd recommend reaching out to friends, family, rely on your support network. Just surround yourself with people who love you and care about you. Name 4 Quentin Tarantino films. Let's see. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Django Unchained, not Django Unchained, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.